Aloha and hello out there, everybody. What's going on? This is Miho from the Too Close to Call cast, and this is the All of the Above segment where my co-host and I talk about whatever the hell's on our mind this week.
Whatever the hell is going on in this world, we're bringing it to you. And I am Pags, and I'm ready to rock.
Ready to rock and roll, and right off the bat for this one, did you see the news regarding iTunes and its evolution into the next phase?
I did not.
I thought this would be most pressing for us since we currently are on iTunes, and this may affect our business model just a little bit.
Interesting. Lay it on me.
The iTunes era is over, and iTunes will be navigating to 3 different platforms entirely, to where you will have Apple Music, Apple TV, and Apple Podcast. They will no longer all feed you to the iTunes store. They will each have their individual platform.
Oh, that's actually a pretty good idea. Does that include books as well? Because I know they have iBooks too.
I'm not sure where that one would fall under, but the big 3 were the podcast, the music, and the TV, and I see it as, like you mentioned, kind of the way things are going. So instead of having one funnel, maybe simplify it, and obviously our podcast will be under the podcast store moving forward here in the near future.
Well, we did it with our podcast. We were one big show, and then we're like, you know what? Let's split it up into a bunch of different shows.
That's what the people want out there. Too Close to Call, as well as Apple, apparently listening to the people.
We are a people-friendly podcast. And speaking of people-friendly, I got a little thing that came out, and I know how I feel about it. I know how people in the South will feel about it, but it's pretty amazing that this hasn't happened before. The SEC lifts the ban of alcohol in their stadiums, and they basically are leaving it up to each university to decide whether they want to sell alcohol in their stadium.
Oh, that's got to be a no-brainer for each individual university. I don't know what type of cost associated there would be, but I would assume that's a profit-making machine if you want it.
Well, I'm sure you got to get a liquor license at the stadium to sell it. That probably won't be that hard based off of the amount of revenue that's going to come into these stadiums. But I think their main concern is, you've been to Eagles games where people tailgate probably just as hard there as they do at these SEC games. And then they go into the stadium, drink more, and then chaos breaks out. I think some universities are going to have some pause at this, but eventually it's got to be at every single stadium.
Are there any other conferences where it's currently allowed to sell booze, or is the SEC kind of at the forefront here with this decision?
I think the SEC is the first. I know, for example, I've been to Temple games where at Lincoln Financial they sell beer because it's Lincoln Financial and they have beer there.
That must be part of the agreement in using an NFL stadium, but I don't think there is at Penn State, if I'm thinking off the top of my head. Yeah, so I don't know about the Big Ten, and it's been years since I've been out to Michigan, but I don't remember people enjoying themselves in the stadiums. A lot of sodas and hot dogs.
Hey, I stuck a bottle of Calico Jack in the stadium of the Michigan-Penn State game that went to 3 overtimes.
Oh, perfect move by you, because you had to be there for 4 hours.
Oh, dude, and that bottle was gone. Me and a known listener, Phil Bortz, we indulged ourselves.
I like that, man. I like that. Now, I got a couple of quick hitters for you. I'll get your take on a couple of these. First, the state of New York is set to make declawing cats illegal. It's happened in a handful of cities across the U.S., but New York about to be the first state that says, hey, you can't clip off those nails on those front paws. What do you think that's going to do to the cat industry, man? I can't be having cats with claws around my baby.
Oh, dude, that's going to be a detriment. I mean, we have a cat, and he's declawed, and if he had his front claws, one, my son would be scarred up. I would be scarred up. My wife's clothes would be all ripped apart. My dog probably wouldn't have an eyeball anymore. So it's like, those things are dangerous. When they have their claws, I understand it's like cutting off our hands at our knuckles, but dude, those things are dangerous when they are indoor cats with nails.
Yeah, I'm not having one around me, and I'm certainly not going to be a big fan of visiting places that have cats with nails either. So State of Pennsylvania, I know you're listening. Let's not make any rash decisions here when it comes to the cats and moving forward.
Yeah, no doubt.
Next one up here is millennials are killing the doorbell industry. When was the last time you rang a doorbell instead of texting somebody that you were out front?
I can't even remember. Probably, I don't know, man. I don't think it's usually the door's unlocked. Just come on in.
Seriously, right? Or even when back in high school, hey, Smith, I'm here. When you're pulling up in 30 seconds, you're not ringing the doorbell.
Exactly.
It's like calling the house phone, trying to ask for the person's son or daughter because you want to talk to them. It's like, oh my God, no way. That's super scary. And if somebody rings my doorbell, I'm like, what the fuck is that? What's going on here? What? I don't even know what that noise is.
Honestly, probably the last time I rang a doorbell was when I was picking up my wife for our first date.
There you go. Ding dong. I'm here, baby.
Yeah, exactly. I can't remember the last time I rang a doorbell.
Oh, let's see. One last hot hitter here is this past, I believe it was Monday. Could have been Tuesday, but I want to wish a happy 38th birthday to McLovin.
Oh, Hawaiian ID.
Yes.
Why didn't you go with it was either that or Muhammad? Why the fuck would it be between that or Muhammad? Muhammad's the most well-known name in the world.
What name? What do you share?
Yeah. Oh, man, dude. That movie was just perfect. I fucking loved every single second of that movie.
That's it. So happy birthday to the Hawaiian McLovin who turned 38. We love you out there.
McLovin! He's the best kid alive. He's the best kid alive. So, jumping around to another topic that I saw over the weekend, Joe Jonas and Sophia Turner, also known as Sansa Stark from Game of Thrones, got married in Las Vegas, and they had Diplo as their DJ / promoter at the wedding.
Not bad.
Now, they got a little pissed off. Diplo kind of ruined the wedding by live streaming the thing for everyone to see across the world.
I know. I wish I would have been following him on Instagram to tune into that one.
Dude, Joe Jonas and Sophia Turner were pissed. And there's been a little shit back and forth. Joe Jonas said he ruined the wedding. And then Diplo hits him back with, the only thing that ruined that wedding was that stupid tux you were wearing.
I love the back and forth banter.
Now, Joe Jonas said, Diplo, he made fun of Diplo always being on his phone. He's always live streaming shit. Why would you think he wouldn't do it? It's not like they told him, please don't live stream this, and they did it. They just didn't say anything to him. Why would you think that he wouldn't do it?
I was going to say, I know it was a private wedding, so I don't know what the communication was like. But if you're not literally taking people's phones, you have to assume somebody out there is taking pictures, streaming, Facebook Live. There's something going on, and you two being huge celebrities, I mean, come on.
Right. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I honestly probably wouldn't care, but if you want to keep it private, if everything is out in the media, I can understand why they would get a little annoyed by it. But bold move by Diplo, and it paid off because his name's all over the freaking news now.
Yeah, and I saw they kissed and made up a few days later, or they figured out, reconciled their differences, that type of thing. So no bad blood, but I did see that they were not happy originally, and they would have rather have kept it private. And, well, sorry, you guys are superstars with superstar guests who have millions of followers, so that bitch was live streamed.
Yeah, and you'll get over it by the millions and millions of followers you could probably get from having your wedding all over the internet.
But one of my last ones here is the recent release of all these dang movie trailers, Pags. There's been 3 or 4 that have popped out here in the last couple of days. One of them being Ford versus Ferrari that has a solid cast in it, man. We got Christian Bale, Matt Damon, a few other gentlemen kind of filling in. But that one apparently is about Ford building a racing car that was going to compete against Ferrari on the NASCAR or Indy circuit. And, of course, somebody at Ford has a friend who's the driver they need in order to win this. And they have to put together an award-winning Ferrari-beating car in 90 days when the guy's like, oh, how long did you tell me it would take? 5 to 10 years? He's like, yeah, we have 3 months. So it looks entertaining. There's a little bit of a background there. Obviously, Ford and Ferrari still both around. And This one is supposed to be from the 1960s, so over 50 years later, man, and both brands still going strong.
Yeah, dude, anything with Christian Bale and Matt Damon, I'm in. And it looks like a very interesting movie. It's one of those movies that's going to be like make it or break it, and I'm sure it's going to be well made, and I'm going to thoroughly enjoy it.
Absolutely. And the second trailer that came out is Rambo: Last Blood, due to come out September 2019. And yes, it does, in fact, have Sly Stallone still playing Rambo.
Oh, my God, dude. All right, so the first couple Rambos come out. They're awesome back in the day. And then they come out with another one in, I would say, probably 2008, something like that. That one was freaking awesome. I thought they were going to end it right there. And they have to just keep suckling at the money teat and probably ruin the series by putting out another stupid movie.
Every 10 years, it looks like. And breaking news, I have never seen any of the Rambos.
Oh, dude, they're good. You should, you gotta watch them. And you gotta watch It's Always Sunny when Frank mistakes his life with the life of John Rambo, and he's always going like, there must be blood. It's freaking hilarious.
I heard the original ones back in the Rocky days when Sly was in his heyday, that those are pretty solid, and I should check those out. But as more and more just come out, it's kind of like, oh, man, am I really going to go back and watch this? Because now I got to watch like 6 or 7 of them. It's like the Fast and the Furiouses. If you wanted to catch up, you're now staring at like 20 hours worth of movie.
Well, Fast and the Furious just pumps one out every year. It's freaking like, okay, here's another one. Oh, here's another one. Another one. I stopped after 3.
Oh, I held on to like 5 or 6, and I do enjoy them, but I couldn't hang on any longer. I fell behind. But the last trailer that came out parlays into my last take and question for you is Brad Pitt's new movie, Ad Astra. I think that's how you say it. At least that's how it reads. But basically, Brad Pitt is an astronaut who travels to the edge of the solar system because he's looking for his father, who went up on a mission years and years ago and disappeared looking for alien life. However, he finds out as the mission unravels that his dad may have been messing with some sort of experiments, looking for this and that, and now it's affecting our solar system and could end life on Earth as we know it. So it's another take on the whole, oh my God, the world's ending, we have to save it routine. Brad Pitt's been in a handful of them himself. This one does have a unique storyline with outer space and whatnot, but how many of these world-ending movies can you take?
I Am Legend was good because it was like the world already ended and it was just like a man trying to survive it, which was cool, I thought. These like, oh God, life as we know it's over, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm out on them. I just can't take them anymore. I'm just like, it all ends the same where they find something that ends up saving us. And it's like, oh, great. I need one where it's like a little bit of hope and then all of a sudden nothing good happens and everybody dies. It's like, okay, something different. I love it.
All right, the world ends. We're all screwed. I dig it. I dig it.
Like, okay, sweet. The day after tomorrow. The world's ice. Everybody died. Dennis Quaid didn't make it from Washington, D.C. to New York.
There you go. Good move. But my last newsworthy topic here, as I mentioned, parlayed off of the outer space category, is did you see the SpaceX Dragon that they're calling return to Earth after a 4-week stay at the International Space Station and dropping off supplies? This is Elon Musk's company, SpaceX, that's now sending up these shuttles to deliver supplies going up and down. Did you see that they were able to accomplish that this time?
I did not, but that's impressive. Good job, Elon.
So my question to you is, thinking about this, right, realistically here, the best minds in NASA and in the space station community had trouble exiting and re-entering the atmosphere. That's why we had some, concerns with the space shuttle. We had some incidents. And now we have this guy, Elon Musk, who is like 40 and is just like, yeah, on my own dime and company and computer, I'll put together something. We'll throw shit up to you. It'll come up. It'll come down. No problem. Is this guy either an alien or a time traveler?
I'd lean more towards alien. there's some kind of screw loose in this guy because he's so awkward as a human being. Didn't he have like tunnels to his like girlfriend's house or something along those lines?
So there's another point that I was going to bring up after you were done, but he goes to space in a couple of years. Oh, another thing. Oh, you guys are working on roads, infrastructure? Yeah, give me like 6 months. I'll create some sort of tunnel. We'll get you from LA to New York in like 45 minutes. It won't be a big deal. Like, how does he know how to do this and nobody else knows what's going on? He's got to be from an alien creature that has these tunnels already that he phones back to or holograms back to, and he's like, you won't believe how dumb all these motherfuckers are. They haven't even figured out that if they go underground, it's literally as simple as just drilling one of these, putting up this technology, and whoosh, you're gone. They're out here, oh, we can't get to the space station. Bro, let me build a thing. I'll call it a Dragon. I'll shoot it up. We'll bring it down 4 weeks later. It's not a big deal. It'll land in the Pacific Ocean, and it'll be totally fine. And NASA, or the best minds from any other company, can't figure out how to do this. And this guy's doing it in like years, not even.
Yeah, he's got to be like those aliens from like Independence Day where they just like figure out all the shit about him, his human life, and like, yeah, we got this figured out in 5 minutes.
That's it. Or he's from the future, came back and was like, yeah, I'm not going to gamble or something. I'll just like slowly implement tidbits from 2099 when we're already underground and we go to space all the time because eventually all the rich people are going to go to space. I mean, you can already pay to go up there for a weekend. It's just a matter of time before people have a fucking country club in Florida and a house on the moon to go hang out at.
Either that or this guy's just smart as hell. Like we just said, nobody's gotten to his level.
That's what I'm saying. It's just incredible the shit he's putting together in the matter of months and years, and nobody else can figure it out.
And it seems like effortless for him. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, he's just, oh, you guys want a tunnel now? Sure. Give me like 6 months. I got you.
I got it. I got all the money in the world, my man. Well, that is our all the above, Kevin. We were everywhere on that thing.
If we covered everything on our last couple of pods, I think this one took the cake.
No doubt, man. But, hey, if we missed anything or if there's anything you guys want us to talk about next time, please send us a message. As we said before, we are a user-friendly podcast. Hit us up on our social medias. Give us a 5-star like on iTunes podcast now. If you listened earlier in this podcast,
in the near future, for sure.
Yes. So we appreciate all you guys, and we will talk to you soon.
Peace.
We got your